72%. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. That is Mourinho's win rate during his first run at Real Madrid from 2010 to 2013. It is literally a record of sheer, unmatched dominance. Not even absolute legends like Zinedine Zidane or Carlo Ancelotti have touched that number since he left. That track record is exactly why his name still carries so much weight with Real Madrid's president, Florentino Perez.
So it leaves us with the million-dollar question, doesn't it? Is the special one actually returning to the Bernabeu? Are we really about to see the ultimate wildcard manager brought back to fix a totally broken, star-studded team 13 years later?
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving deep into this massive rumor about Jose Mourinho heading back to Real Madrid in 2026. We are going to look at the whole shebang, the tactics, the undeniable trophies, and of course, the inevitable turmoil that always seems to follow this kind of footballing drama. Here's how we're breaking this down today. First, the prodigal son returns. Then, the new Galactico tactics. Third, his track record since 2013. Fourth, managing the Madrid egos. And finally, the Vinicius Jr. variable.
Okay, let's dive into this. Part 1, the prodigal son returns, a club in crisis. So, the situation at the Bernabeu right now, it's pretty dire, especially by their incredibly lofty standards. Real Madrid finished the campaign without a single major trophy, and to add insult to injury, they lost the La Liga title to their ultimate rivals, Barcelona. Then, right after a bitter loss to Barca in the Spanish Super Cup, manager Xabi Alonso actually left the club, leaving interim boss Alvaro Arbeloa in charge. So now, club leadership knows they desperately need a locker room conductor, somebody who can walk right in and immediately assert dominance.
You know, Real Madrid's management has always had two competing philosophies. The club's second-in-command, Jose Angel Sanchez, usually prefers pure tacticians. Think guys like Rafael Benitez, Julen Lopetegui, or Xabi Alonso. But honestly, those stints usually don't last very long. President Florentino Perez, on the other hand, absolutely loves what the experts call aristocratic conductors. Guys like Zidane, Ancelotti, and yep, Mourinho. These are men with personalities so massive, they can handle a room full of superstars without blinking. And right now, Perez wants a conductor.
Moving on to part 2, the new Galactico tactics, blueprint for the stars. When we look at the potential tactics, we have to start with his classic 4-2-3-1 setup from his first Madrid era. His whole philosophy is built on a rock-solid defense and absolutely lethal counterattacks. He wants his players receiving the ball perfectly in the passing lane, just springing from defense to attack in a flash. And all the reports are pointing to this exact system being the blueprint to structure his new, modern squad.
Let's really break this down because it's fascinating. Media analysis suggests Mourinho's plan A is that signature 4-2-3-1. Picture this: Kylian Mbappe up front, insane speed on the wings, and a midfield engine room anchored by Jude Bellingham and potentially massive incoming targets like Rodri. But he also has a plan B, which is a really radical 3-5-2 formation. For Madrid, a team that loves traditional, fluid attacking setups, playing 3 at the back is a wild shift. It would aggressively use incoming wingbacks, guys like Trent Alexander-Arnold and Alvaro Carreras, to transition seamlessly, while leaning on a back 3 led by Antonio Rudiger.
But here's the absolute kicker. Even with all that attacking firepower at his disposal, Mourinho knows the backline is the weakest link. He's reportedly drawn a line in the sand, making it his ultimate demand that Madrid secures massive defensive reinforcements this summer. If they don't, his whole counter-attacking system falls apart. Which brings us to part 3, track record since 2013, the reality check.
Yes, he was legendary back in 2012, but we've got to objectively look at what's happened since he left in 2013. It has been incredibly nomadic. He went back to Chelsea, then Manchester United, Tottenham, Roma, had a really wild time at Fenerbahce in Turkey, and now he's at Benfica in Portugal. It is literally a 13-year roller coaster across Europe's top leagues.
And if we weigh it all out impartially, the highs are absolutely undeniable. Premier League titles at Chelsea, a Europa League win at Man United, and ending an 11-year trophy drought for Roma by winning the Conference League. But wow, the lows are just as extreme. Frequent firings, the dreaded third season syndrome where the locker room just turns on him, and of course that absolute chaos in Turkey where he literally grabbed an opposing manager's nose. It's the ultimate package deal of brilliance and volatility.
That being said, his time right now at Benfica has totally changed the narrative. He's got them on the brink of an unbeaten season in the Portuguese league. And the real jaw-dropper? He just beat Real Madrid 4-2 in the Champions League. But here's the detail Perez probably loves the most. His release clause is just £2.6 million. I mean, for a club with Madrid's bank account, getting a proven winner for that price is an absolute steal. It explains exactly why this rumor is blowing up right now.
All right, part 4, managing the Madrid egos, the resistance. Because tactics don't mean a thing if the locker room rebels. Listen to this damning quote from club legend Iker Casillas. "I have no problem with Mourinho. I don't want him at Real Madrid. I believe other coaches would be better suited to manage the club of my life." Ouch. That shows you the kind of historic baggage Mourinho is dragging back with him. His last stint ended with huge fights with club icons, and clearly some people haven't forgotten.
Plus, he's walking into a highly toxic environment. There are massive dressing room fires to put out right on day one. We're talking an open rift between interim manager Alvaro Arbeloa and Kylian Mbappe. Reports suggest players are acting like they're totally above the manager. Paris desperately wants to restore cultural normalcy, but you really have to wonder, does Mourinho still have the aura to pull these giant egos back into line, or is his fiery style just going to pour gas on the fire?
And that brings us to the final and honestly the most explosive piece of the puzzle, part 5, the Vinicius Jr. variable, a potential civil war.
So during that recent Champions League game between Benfica and Real Madrid, things got incredibly tense. Vinicius Jr. alleged racist abuse by a Benfica player. Now, UEFA ended up banning that player for homophobic conduct rather than racism, but in the immediate aftermath, Mourinho staunchly defended his club and his player. This led to a very public, highly publicized confrontation between the future manager and Madrid's star winger, creating a ton of bad blood. Just look at what Mourinho actually said after the match. Every stadium that Vinicius plays in, something happens. Always. It's a stark, incredibly blunt statement. And it sets the stage for a seriously uncomfortable reunion if these two are suddenly forced to share a locker room.
Because of this animosity, the media is currently throwing around what they call the nuclear option. Basically, if this bad blood creates tactical discord, wild rumors suggest Real Madrid might actually back the manager over their superstar player. Just imagine that. They could take the shocking step of selling Vinicius Jr., taking that massive payout, and buying a traditional physical striker like Victor Osimhen so Mourinho can build a completely new attacking line from scratch. It would be an unprecedented power move. So what does this all mean? I leave you with this final thought to consider. Will the return of the special one forge a brand new legendary era? Or is it just going to ignite an irreversible locker room civil war? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer. And definitely keep your eyes on the Bernabeu, because this drama is far from over.